In terms of the challenges in Africa, honestly, I prefer to see challenges as disguised opportunities. Of course, there are significant amounts of challenges in Africa, from infrastructure to ease of doing business, to challenges around power, to challenges around resources. But I think all of these areas comprise of opportunities for savvy investors. NSIA in Nigeria invests in healthcare, in agriculture, in motorways, in energy, all of these areas that would be challenges, would be challenging areas for non-discerning investors. But I think that the risk that a jurisdiction like Nigeria presents also offers substantial rewards for investors that are bold, are audacious, are creative around problems that entrepreneurs encounter in founding businesses. So yes, the problems are there, but I would rather consider them as solutions. So as you know, Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari and His Eminence the King had a special relationship, and I think that relationship has carried on into this new dispensation. As NSIA, we have two strategic partnerships with Morocco. The first is with OCP Group, where we have a co-investment partnership to develop and invest in an ammonia production and diammonium phosphate production plant. We are making real progress in that. And secondly, we have a strategic partnership with Ithmar Capital, Morocco's sovereign wealth fund, to actually invest in areas including technology, telecoms, agriculture, and a number of other areas, climate as well. Yes, there's also a pipeline project, but that's not with NSIA. That's with NMPC, the National Oil Company, as well as Morocco's Ministry of Petroleum. But I understand that that is actually also undergoing development as well. As you know, a lot of African countries are actually undergoing debt restructuring issues, debt default issues. And I think a number of important things could be done. I think, firstly, African economies have to find ways of optimizing their tax receipts. So governments and citizens have to enter into a social contract for government to give confidence to citizens that their tax receipts will be judiciously optimized. I think that's the first thing. The second thing is around local currency financing. So most frontier economies have deep pools of local currency capital in their pension funds, in their insurance companies, that are not fully utilized in funding infrastructure projects. So governments need to come up with initiatives that would mobilize long-term capital in local currency to infrastructure projects. I think, thirdly, most frontier economies that have commodities need to find ways of actually investing in the processing of those commodities in their countries, as opposed to exporting raw materials. That way we can benefit from the premium that comes from selling value-added goods. And I think, finally, when you look at climate, for example, most African economies pollute very, very little. And I think we need to find a way of structuring maybe a debt for climate swap, to find a way to take advantage of our low carbon emissions in return for some kind of debt reduction or debt forgiveness. So I think that could be explored as well.